It's Wednesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Morayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Nima Akashat Zubiri. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. So I'm just grateful to God today for silent prayers and on hidden miracles. Yes. Yeah. So I'm very blessed, like I always see in my neighbors. I'm very blessed in, this kind of support system that I have. And within the show as well, we are wearing something. Thank you to BC. Finally treating something I felt I should do something about. But, I'm someone that if I just say, I need something, I just see help from everywhere showing up. But I hardly do. I always try to. But once I say it, I get help from everywhere. So I'm just grateful for that. Grateful for everyone, everywhere touching my life one way or the other. Thank you.
Good. How are you doing?
Okay. I'm doing very well. I had my first board meeting yesterday for my company. I've never been a board member for any company. I have never had to present to a board. But I'm very grateful for people who have agreed to be on my board. We had our first meeting, it was virtual, but apparently I was supposed to send a pre-read for them to be abreast of what we've done as a company. I had to explain. I am happy for the growth. I'm happy that I'm trying to hold myself accountable to a group of people, having to explain myself, because many real estate companies suffer because every decision is tied to one man's integrity. I'm having to explain a project now, and I see the project will not work. It won't make sense, because by the time 4 people tell you, they point the holes. Things I cannot see. I'm grateful for the gift of advice.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
It's the last day of our gratitude challenge, January in 2024, 31st, and today I am grateful for the year 2024. One of the reasons I like to start my year with the gratitude challenge is just because I understand that sometimes human beings forget where they are coming from. In the bid to, I want to achieve this, I want to have this, you forget that what your life today now has been your prayer point of yesterday. So it just reminds me that every day that I have breath, I am grateful, but because more can come. And even if it doesn't come, it's okay. I am living and I'm impacting. So I'm happy. Now we're moving on to, by the grace of God, February. I'm looking forward to all the good things that February has. I'm also going to be setting up a meeting with my production team. We're going to be working on the next TV series, yes. No, another one.
My jury is not continuing.
Now that you're international.
It will continue later, but right now, let's do another one.
Now that internationally acclaimed production.
Yes, so my independent producer friend. I have MD
I've always had a team. Like, I have a team that we've been working, right? Yeah. It's just that we're growing gradually, and now work is being recognized.
Growth is good.
And,
so growth is good. And don't be in a hurry. Just take it a step at a time, and then you reap the benefits in future. Fantastic. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing well, ladies. Today. Honestly, gentleman, young man gave me, I don't even remember his name. His name is, someone tell me the name. I'll definitely tag him. And
it's beautiful.
And thank you so much. A young man that gave me this love.
Because it's actually
Honey Temple.
Honey Temple, yes. Thank you, Honey Temple, for this lovely outfit. I'll definitely post it and tag him. Yeah. Yes, Honey Temple, thank you so much. Let's go on a short...
You don't have
gist now.
No, she's coding her gist. How is the MD?
No, not...
People are watching you and they're trying to understand...
How the MD is MD.
How the MD is
I'm working on it. So when you enter somewhere, I started with that initial energy, but now sometimes you have to just take things a step at a time. One project at a time. Yeah. So I don't rush things too much. But I think it's exciting. I love the challenges. I love the new things ahead of me. I love the meetings, the conversations. We have amazing people in-house who are willing to work. So that's it. I'm good.
Energy too.
Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll review the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the nation. Killing of monarchs, abduction of pupils in Ekiti draw outrage. CBN pays $64 million airlines forex backlog. Senators, reps seek urgent action against security. Osime, Ekong, Lukman test negative after CAF ordered probe dope examination. Tinubu orders timely end to minimum wage talks. Article playing cheap politics on national issues. 1.5 million in Benue IDP camps, Governor Aliyah laments. Abuja Disco management sacked over poor power supply. Okay, which story?
I have the major headline, but did anybody take the Osime story?
I want to take it now.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so two monarchs in Ekiti State were murdered by suspected kidnappers in the Okeado area of Ogun State. I hope I got that right. Of Ondo State, sorry, Ekiti State. Okay, Ako community in the Kole local government area of Ekiti State. And a school bus full of children was also attacked. 6 pupils, 3 teachers, and the driver was evacuated into another bus and abducted. As yesterday evening, the kidnappers were demanding 100 million, 10 million per child, per person. And sadly, this is what has prevailed the Southwest, summarily from Ekiti State. All the key heads of the country, from the president to the minister for minerals, solid minerals, and that's Dele Alake, to the governor of Ekiti State, everybody has started speaking out, condemning this. The president has issued an order immediately that all security agencies should rescue these abducted people. But sadly, it led to the death of 2 monarchs, and we need to do something. Kidnapping has moved from the north to the southeast, now to the southwest. It's becoming too popular to be comfortable around.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so the CBN said they have paid additional $44 million out of the trapped funds belonging to the airlines. And they said it was paid yesterday by the Central Bank of Nigeria. And they said the payment was the final settlement of the verified foreign exchange, that's Forex, owed to all foreign airlines operating in the country. Now, yesterday's payment brought the disbursement to the airlines to 136.73 million as verified claims by the sector. Don't say thank God, though. The story is still unraveling. So the International Air Transport Association, IATA, insisted that they are owing over 700 million of the airline funds, and these monies are trapped in the commercial banks. And so that the CBN cannot claim that this is the final tranche of the airline's verified claim. So they are disagreeing with the Apex Bank. But the CBN confirmed the payment in a statement by its acting director, corporate communications, Mrs. Hakama Sidi Ali. And I want to quote just a few of the statements. It said, the Central Bank of Nigeria, fulfilling its pledge to clear the backlog of foreign exchange-owned foreign airlines in the country, has concluded the payment of all verified claims by airlines with an additional 64.44 million to the concerned airline. And this development underlines the CBN's commitment to resolving outstanding FX obligations across all sectors. But IATA is saying in a statement that they are going to be consulting with their members to verify the CBN's claim that it has released the money, but that is not all. The CBN cannot say they are done with the payment. They are still owing these foreign airlines.
Let me tell you, so after our fantastic performance on Saturday, the Super Eagles performance, CAF picked 3 of our boys for random anti-doping tests. Now they're cleared, they've been cleared, but you know, they just felt that this energy that Osime was giving, and and what's the other guy's name? Moses Simon and Ekong. They just felt that you guys performed so well last Saturday. There's a possibility that you had some enhancement.
Wow.
Or the Kuku did the test for them, and it came out negative. They didn't find anything. So our boys are cleared for Wednesday, for Friday's match. So
I read
all
the
the
news,
devil that wanted to go
and I was really
stop them.
CAF thought to do this to only
No, it's not only us.
Wait, now,
they not only us.
Other people until our match.
We picked
wait now,
somebody from... Okay, that was only us.
I now reduce my bragging right until the result. So now that the result have come out.
They should not try us again.
Let me take a sad story from the governor of Benue State, Governor Hyacinth Alea. He was speaking to the United States Bureau of Humanitarian Assistance at the government house in Makurdi, and he said that there are 1.5 million internally displaced people living in Benue State. Most of them have no access to potable water and other necessities of life. He said that when he took office, he knew that was a major, that there was an enormous humanitarian crisis that he was facing caused by armed attacks and natural disasters. He said the insecurity challenge was huge with kidnapping and headsmen attacking and kidnapping and armed banditry. They have a 3R solution. They want to go through reconciliation, rehabilitation, and rebuilding the affected areas from those natural disasters, and is appreciating the help of the United States Bureau of Humanitarian Assistance and the International Organization for Migrants for assisting the state so far. They are also asking other people to partner with the states, especially in the area of rebuilding and be able to migrate move people back to their places of their ancestral land, because many of those that are displaced are no longer, they are having to stay in camps, and they want to move them away from the camps back to their ancestral land. They say this particular agency has been intervening has been supporting within the Northeast since 2016. So the advisor, Patrick Robinson, praised the governor of Benue State for being open and willing to work with them, and that they've done a lot in Borno State. He also praised the governor of Borno State as well, and we're hoping that this partnership impact would get to the people who really need it. That's all.
Okay, the Punch. Kidnapping epidemic, abductors demand 100 million naira for Ekiti school children and teachers. NNPCL woos South Korean investors for gas project. 300 stranded Europe-bound Nigerians return from Libya. Ogun. 2 police inspectors, corporal dismissed for robbery. Fashion remains Afenifere leader, not Adebanjo, says secretary. Adegoke imposes curfew as 2 die in communal clash. 200,000 naira minimum wage no longer realistic, says Labour. Nigeria, IMF foresees weaker growth, and naira plunges to official market. CBN wants forex dealers. Which story?
So I have the Libya story. 300 stranded Europe-bound Nigerians return from Libya, but inside the story, details are that 163 irregular migrants of Nigerian nationality from the Mitiga airport were expelled. So they were about 107 women, 51 men, and 5 children. And then the story goes on and on about how Libya has become a departure point, how it has over 700,000 intended migrants heading towards Europe in Libya, and what their anti-migration police are doing about it. I'm hopeful that, I'm praying that these people, when they return, have more reasons to stay back home than take this dreaded option out of the country into another country.
So okay, let me go on a short break. When we come back, we continue with our reviews. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch.
Yes, so we know that the federal government has inaugurated the minimum wage committee that happened on Tuesday, and it's going to be chaired by the Vice President, Kashim Shettima. Now, the Nigerian Labour Congress is saying that 200,000 naira minimum wage that they earlier proposed is not going to be enough, considering the country's current economic situation. In an exclusive interview, they said that the Congress will base the national minimum wage negotiation on the current economic reality rather than what they earlier proposed. That was the 200,000. And they said, one of the reasons they're doing this is that we are aware that there are now deeper challenges. So at the time they had proposed the 200, Naira has not been devalued as it is today. So they are going to be proposing the new minimum wage according to our economic challenges at the moment. So they asked if they had a figure in mind already before going to the meeting. Said there's no figure, but they'll look at some metrics to decide based on the socioeconomic situation. And from there, they can now pick something that would be commensurate to what we're going through in the country. Now, the federal government had earlier charged the 37-man wage committee to hasten their deliberations, submit their recommendations as fast as they can, and they have advised them to also pay attention to the economic realities of different states to be sure that they are able to even pay the minimum wage. So hopefully, let's see what the negotiations will bring. So
I have the story about three policemen that were paraded in Ogun State. These three policemen actually have been dismissed. They faced the Audley Room trial for alleged involvement in armed robbery. One of them, Inspector Kolawole Taiwo. The second, Inspector John Ogbe. And the third, Corporal Idowu Sunday. All the three of them are attached to Ijebu Ife, Ijebu East local government area of Ogun State. And they've been dismissed to face the court for their involvement in armed robbery. I am deliberately highlighting it because we talk about people saying that when police are sometimes culpable in these things, at least this one is being confirmed. They also paraded a Taisho Larin student who is alleged to be a Black Axe member. And they said his name is Aziz Ibrahim. They said he's been involved in many kidnappings, series of kidnapping and armed robbery in and around Ijebu and its environ. He was paraded. They found that he had assorted guns, charms, and some of the things that they felt he was using for his activity. The Commissioner of Police disclosed this on Tuesday. He was doing a briefing about what they have done to provide more security within the Ogun State. And he spoke on the dismissal that the three police officers have been dismissed, and there are enough evidence against them as well as others. They even confirmed that these police officers had an OPay account that they were using to extort people on the road.
Oh.
So when people feel like they will not get justice, if you report, you will get justice. That's why I'm highlighting the story of the particular police officers, because they even mentioned, they wrote down the OPay account here and their numbers. Police is trying to do their work. We encourage them, and I'm really grateful for this.
Okay, so the Pan-Yoruba Socio-Political Group Afenifere said yesterday that they don't have another leader except for Fayoade, according to the trying to get the spokesperson or the organizing secretary, actually, Chief Kole Omololu, said on Tuesday that the organization has no other leaders except for Chief Ruben Fayoade. He says this was following the issues concerning the issues they had with the other leader, Chief Ayo Adebanjo, as leader. But they were saying categorically here that there was a communicated issue at the general meeting yesterday saying that they continue to say that Fayoade is the leader of the group. I think that's really the summation of the article in that paper. Let's move on quickly now to Daily Sun. Insecurity, Senate reps blow hot. Trapped funds, CBN releases fresh $64 million to foreign airlines. APC, Bello disowns posters linking him with chairmanship seat. Ndume urges Tinubu to go after corrupt Nigerians. New minimum wage, FG inaugurates 37-man committee. And declare Fulani militia terrorist organization, Plateau Youth urge federal government. Okay, which story?
So Governor Bello, immediate past governor of Kogi State, former governor Alhaji Yaya Bello, has disowned campaign posters suggesting that he's contesting for the position of the national chairman of the APC, and he has blamed it on what he called the work of opposition parties, some mischief makers, fifth columnists within the APC who are bent on causing confusion in the ruling party. And he has also expressed his loyalty. He said he's committed to the leadership of the national chairman of the party, His Excellency Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, and that he did not authorize anybody to circulate any poster on his behalf as he remains loyal to the man.
So interesting.
Another APC story. So we haven't heard from Betta Edu in a while, but this is about her, but from a civil rights activist and a member of the coalition for civil society in Nigeria, Mr. Mohammed Sanusi. Sanusi released a statement on Tuesday that it would be a monumental error if the President Tinubu plays into the gallery, noting that Betta Edu was a shining star in his administration and that the allegations are blackmail against her. He alleged that the campaign against Betta Edu was the handiwork of opposition leaders who want to root out his best hands and some members of the party who are uncomfortable with the progress the minister has made in just a few months. According to him, in the release he said the media campaign was specific. It was distracting the government from achieving the renewed hope agenda by forcing it to constantly react to alleged blackmail claims or alleged fraudulent allegations by people that he should not yield to those that are saying Betta Edu must go. He said a whole lot more, but I think it's just worth listening to another person's perspective concerning this while we are waiting EFCC's detailed investigation into what really happened and if that amount that was sent was truly sent.
Yeah, so the senators have resumed from their 30-day recess, which started December 30 last year, and they are vexing over the spate of insecurity, ravaging the nation. And they've also said that they are going to be summoning the service chiefs to come and explain exactly what is happening and the level of insecurity in the country. And afterwards, they will have another meeting with the president to understand what the needs are and where they can step in. So they said, in their vex, they started listing all the things, all the kidnappings happening around and, just listing it basically and waiting for when the service chiefs will come in to have a meeting with them. That's just what the story is about. So let's probably wait for the meeting and, hear what they'll come up with.
Vanguard. Kidnappers abduct pupils, teachers, and demand 30 million naira. AU expresses regret as Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger send formal withdrawal notice to ECOWAS. New minimum wage negotiations will reckon with situation in West Africa, says committee chair. 4.6 billion naira UNSA fund shared to organize prayers against insecurity, says EFCC witness. Who has that story?
Okay. So the officer of the EFCC, Mr. Kazim Yusuf, was the prosecution's witness in the trial of former Minister of State for Finance, Bashir Yuguda, who was being tried along with the Dasuki, former National Security Advisor, Sambo Dasuki. And he said that they spent 4.6 billion from this office of the National Security Advisor that was shared to organize prayers against insecurity. Said there was plenty insecurity in the country at the time, and in the course of the investigation, they traced monies totally, not within a period between 2014 and 2015. They traced money, and the total of it various times was 4.6 billion. He named persons, he named companies through which these monies were paid, to even the point that one person received 15 million for publicity something in it. So in Sokoto State, they had used some for 206 Peugeot cars that were distributed, and he said in the course of investigation, they mopped back these funds. But just the sound of it, that at the time when the thing was, I will not use it for research of how to create weapons. We use it
to pay for prayers.
And we
organize prayers.
The holiness.
Wow. Still talking about corruption. The chief whip of the Senate, Mohammed Ndume, has called on the president, Bola Tinubu, to sign an executive order on unexplained wealth that would empower anti-graft agencies to go after Nigerians with questionable riches. He said they should check him, as also they are checking others. He spoke about the fact that he liked what the president has done concerning NNPCL, and he said the president should include all other financial money-generating agency, every other government revenue-generating agency or into this same net to explain the Constitution says that if you present your budget to the National Assembly, any money you make goes straight into the consolidated coffers, but any expense you're going to make has to be pre-approved by the National Assembly. Said they should include all the revenue-generating agency in this check, and ask anybody that has money. Anybody should explain where they got the money from. EFCC should be allowed to do it, that the president should sign an executive order. This would be a very strong way to fight corruption and go after corrupt Nigerians.
Okay. Any other story?
Oh, in the Vanguard? Yes, so the Osun State Governor, Adegoke, has again imposed a 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew in Ilobu and Ifon communities. They said they've had renewed hostilities involving the towns. And he also raised a joint task force and deployed security agents, including soldiers, to the warring communities. He announced the decision in a statement by the Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Kolap Alimi, yesterday. And he says militias from Ilobu and Ifon communities had resumed fighting in villages at the border of Osun and Oyo states on Monday. Now, police confirmed the deaths of 2 persons and destruction of property in those resurgent crises. But they said before the latest crisis in October last year, he also imposed this sort of curfew, dusk to dawn, especially for the 2 communities after they had a breakout of bloody clashes. But then when peace was restored in the area, they lifted it in December. But just on Monday now, they've started, again. And that has resulted to many people fleeing the community. So the government is trying as much as possible to restore peace in that. And that's why they are bringing in a militia to help with the issue. And now the curfew has started again. And hopefully they will be able to sort out their issues in the communities.
Okay, I think that's what we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, we're going to discuss the insecurity with the Commissioner for Police in Lagos. But first, we're bringing our guest for the sponsor segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Aligning your investment goals with your estate plan is a powerful strategy for building and preserving wealth over time. Much like putting together various elements in a plan, integrating your investments with your estate goals requires careful consideration. Joining us on the show to shed more light on this is the head private trust at FBN Quest Trustees, Mr. Rotimi Obende. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Giving us insights on how to set investment goals with your estate plan in mind. Now, so tell us, how do you integrate? How does integrating your investment goals with estate plan, how does that happen?
Okay, so you've asked me the question. I think I should then ask, because at the beginning of the year, I know a lot of us set investment goals. So what was your investment goal?
I don't want to disclose publicly.
To make 100 million?
No, to just add more investment, expand
Your investment portfolio.
You?
That's my everyday life. So it's my everyday message. But personally, my goal is to expand my investment portfolio, thinking in terms of the next 10 years that I will not have to work and I'll be earning what I'm earning.
So I'll then ask, so I've asked them their investment goal. Let me ask us, when you were setting your investment goal, did you have your estate planning or inheritance planning goals in mind?
No. I didn't consider that.
We don't remember estate planning. I'm so sorry. I have been here so many times.
True.
That's so. I can bet that 95 to 99% of Nigerians do not consider inheritance planning and the implications of the investment decisions that they might make in future. So for some of us who want to be able to hit the 100 million, 50 million, 20 million mark, so the investments we then make have implications, tax implications. generational wealth transfer implications. Clearly, we all are not going to live for the rest of our lives. But so as we make those investments, bear in mind that there are beneficiaries, whether we like it or not. I was discussing with my colleague earlier. You hit the 500 million mark, the 200 million mark. It's not because you will finish the money by yourself. So they are beneficiary. They might be your children. Some of us say that, no, my children are not important. Most important thing is that I've taken care of their education. Then charities are also there. So as you put those investment goals, have those investment goals built up at the beginning of the year, you also need to start thinking inheritance planning, generational wealth transfer, charities, those ones that you think so much about that you want to continue after you. It is key that these decisions does not just end in 2024, but it goes beyond the next 5 years, the next 10 years, the next 20 years.
Now, what factors should individuals consider when they are determining investment goals within the context of their estate plans? What do you look out for?
Okay, so your life goals are investment. They're also medical. Was it last week or about last week or so, where we heard the story of this popular actor or comedian, where his 2 kids have been charged by the police. So they might some of us make the investment goals. We want to make a lot of money. But then, what are the other factors that you should be considering? There are health concerns. Who do you want to take responsibility for decisions that would affect either your medical or your financial decisions? Wow. So, for example, this one I was talking about, I know that this person will be battling both financial health. He's also then worried about the fact that 2 of his children have been accused of fraud. And so that's an additional burden on his health issues. So as we make those investments, what factors would you also consider? It's important that you think clearly about who will take the decisions for you when your health deteriorates. There's a medical power of attorney, there's a financial power of attorney that you need to build into your overall investment plan. And it's important because, for example, we're talking about 55 million. That 55 million did not just come easily. It came through combination of a lot of things that people did. Now, he was not able to take the decision when it came to medical. So who is paying the bill? Who is responsible for even investment or even disbursements? And so it now became the responsibility of 2 people, or maybe 3. And so there are now concerns around how they manage it.
Imagine. It's not easy. This is not just next of kin. It shouldn't have just been his wife only.
So that's the thing. Next of kin is a different concept altogether. Next of kin is supposed to be somebody you contact, but it's not dead, it's still alive. How do you then apply the next of kin concept to it? So it's key that you have somebody, you donate the power to somebody that, if I'm not able to sign my check, let somebody else take that decision. If I'm not able to go to the bank, for example, some of us are not able to sign our signatures 5 times because of age or health concerns.
Yeah.
Some of us want to turn-print, but the bank allow you to turn-print? But somebody has to be responsible for that decision. And it's important that you consider institutions. So I'm just thinking, if you had a power of attorney donated to a financial power of attorney donated to FBN Quest trustees, nobody's going to ask me, you took a wrong decision or you did this.
That takes care of my next question. This kind of returns. Because someone was donated the power of attorney to me to recover his premises. And then he thought, I just might use it to sell. I said, no, but in the details.
Yeah.
So advice on the institutionalized one.
Yeah, so in terms of the risk and return, I know a lot of people bother about returns, never think about risk. Our investment people will tell us that the higher the risk, the higher the returns. But then how many of us have the mindset for higher risk? How many of us so the higher risk is where a lot of us tend to then look for instruments that even the Securities and Exchange Commissions have not licensed. So you're looking at MMM, you want your money doubled. after some time. But also think about it, if you lose 50 million because you wanted higher returns, what then happens to your heart? Can your heart take it?
Take it.
If your heart then cannot take it, what then happens to who are you donating your medical power of attorney to? A lot of people fear individuals. You are not too sure. We were discussing the office the other day where a client donated the power of attorney to his son. She had medical issues. That fund was just supposed to be applied to our medical, for our medicals. And when we started talking to her and trying to understand the decisions that she took, she just instructed the bank that, look, my first son will henceforth be responsible for making requests. You won't believe it that in 5 transactions, they emptied the account. 5 transactions. And I'm talking about the first son. And so when we were debating it, my colleagues were like, did he donate the power to a wrong person? I said, no. You will never assume that your first son is the wrong person. Because prior to that, he was everywhere, buying drugs, taking care of the mom, taking her to the hospital. But when he had the chance, when money entered, it became a different conversation. So risk and returns are fine, but then again, we keep emphasizing you have to tie it to your estate planning goals and your inheritance planning goals.
Okay. So this is, I usually speak about this when I teach on investment, that the reason we don't have a lot of transgenerational wealth in Africa is because we are entrusting an individual in the family to carry out what an institution should do. So you trust the first son, the first daughter, the oldest person. There's a word they use, the eldest in Yoruba. There's a way they call it in Yoruba, like Olori Ebi is the one that will decide. And the person is not a financial manager. Yeah. So how can estate planning handle a diversified portfolio? Because that's what we're doing. How can they handle all those multiple, I have land here, I have investment here, can they put it all together under estate planning, and how would it work with the organization?
So that's the best thing to do, have all of your assets in an estate plan. So I'll give you, for example, even a trust arrangement. If I want to buy 5 properties, I can acquire those 5 properties in the name of the trust. What does that save me? In future, my beneficiaries are not going to pay transfer charges when the asset goes to them. In future, probate cost is reduced. Yes. I am not going to pay 10% of that value to the state government. So having all of your portfolios in a trust arrangement saves you a whole lot of headache. What about the probate process? It takes a minimum of 9 to 12 months, if not more, if the beneficiaries then don't go to court and spend 50-something years trying to just resolve issues that can be resolved between us.
So if I have a land in my name, John Doe, can I transfer it to you and it's now become under the trust? I now have to remove John Doe and then put your...
So it goes into the name of the trust that you have created. The responsibility to manage that asset becomes ours.
I would like you to put it in title. So she has a property and she puts it in a trust. Will it be Morayo Trust, so, just for the benefit of those listening? How will it be titled? Or the FBN, what would be the name?
So the title then becomes Morayo FBN Quest Trustees as trustees to Morayo Trust. Okay. That way, it saves African tradition where family members come and they are looking for properties. What the first thing they see that it's not even in our name. So all this wahala that we are causing. But who are the beneficiaries? She's first the beneficiary of that. Every single benefit is yours. It comes to you first. Then the secondary beneficiaries and how you decide that they enjoy benefits comes in.
I need to find out when we should be reviewing our estate portfolio.
How often should we review?
We always say when significant events occur. So, for example, it's not going to happen. Okay, so, for example, a man decides that he wants to marry a second wife. If you do not change or update your estate plan, it becomes very, very difficult for that second wife to become a beneficiary. If you change Is he changed spouse?
If you divorce.
If you divorce, okay.
Like cloth.
Yeah. Or for those who are in polygamous relationships, you are married, you're the second wife.
Make sure that
make
put your name in the trust.
Because the second wife, third wife.
You can
multiple properties. You can do, maybe you marry wife A. Properties at the time you marry.
Yes.
When you marry wife B, you just know.
Do another one.
Yeah.
So instead of just doing different trust arrangements, one trust can take care of all of that. It's just updating. So I'm including another person. I'm removing somebody.
Or you can remove.
So you can remove beneficiaries. You
Just
can
by
add
guessing this,
beneficiaries.
tell Oga.
Yes, so
Add meal. Add
But
meal.
you know, then know
we are
that.
allowing it for the purpose of.
But
understand
you then know that the way you start that conversation matters.
Is there anything else? We have to wrap up. Is there anything else we missed out?
I'll just say that when you consider an estate plan, please remember that you need to talk to a reputable trust company. And at Benquest Trustees, we are there for you 100%.
Okay, your numbers are on the screen,
Yes,
so they can reach you on those numbers. Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for
It was a
having
pleasure
me.
having you on the show. Let's go on a short break now. When we come back, we'll discuss insecurity. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. In this segment, we have the Commissioner of Police of Lagos State, CP Fayoade Adegoke Mustafa. He will be speaking to us about how safe the commercial nerve center of Nigeria is. He will also be sharing some of his security plans and addressing the gray areas and much more. You can join the conversation and call us on 081-0764-1679, 090-241-63440. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweet. You're welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Good to have you. All right, so we've been hearing, this is Lagos, and there's a lot of things happening. It's always lots of moving parts in Lagos. Issues of cultism, issues of roadside robbery. Let's start with the general question. How safe are we in Lagos State first? What have you put in place, or what do you plan to put in place to ensure and enhance safety in our state?
Well, without any gainsaying, Lagos is very safe. Arguably the safest part of Nigeria, and one of the safest cities in the world. We put measures in place since my assumption of office. Lagos has a very well-established security infrastructure, which I met and have built on it. Men are more visible. We have enhanced our security network to cover those areas we regard as black spots. We have also ensured that policemen, are more alive to their responsibilities. We work day and night. DPOs don't even go home again. They are on duty all through the night and day. So we make sure that we occupy the public space and ensure that all these criminal elements don't have any opportunity to operate.
Okay.
So Lagos is rumored to be very insecure. You go online, you hear people give different accounts, maybe because of one road robbery or car phone snatching through cars and all of that. One experience, and the news is everywhere. So I would think the problem is in the response to some of this. So let's know what the plan is for patrolling, responding to reports of crime and all of that under your watch, sir.
No, our response time of recent has improved. We have our dedicated lines, and our telephone, even my own number and that of area commanders and DPOs are also available. So we respond to incidents very promptly. And I want to appeal to the members of the public to always avail themselves of the opportunity available. They should get our dedicated line, get to the nearest DPO, the nearest patrol vehicle in that axis, and we will respond to incidents at any time.
So I took a story this morning of a parading that took place, a parade of criminals that took place, alleged criminals that took place in Ogun State, is a neighboring state, because we've also taken several stories of allegation of extortion by policemen on the road. So in this particular story, it was detailed of how a man was accosted by police officers on the road and told to transfer money into an account. Thankfully, he was able to reach out to the police numbers. They were able to trace the accounts, the OPay account number, find that it was a POS place, and they called the POS person not to release the money. That was over 300,000 naira. Then they went to the POS place and ensured that they were waiting for when the police person will come and pick it up, and they found the police person picking up. They caught him and he released the other two. There were two, one corporal and two inspectors. It restores trust in the system from people, because trust is a major deficit towards police. How many of those have we recorded in Lagos State? And so that people that are watching can be assured that there is internal cleanup within the police system.
Okay. In fact, the police is one of the very few organizations that has very solid internal mechanism for dealing with erring police officers. The response monitoring team is always there to respond to incidents of extortion and others. And we have been taking appropriate action. Many have been dismissed. Even in some cases when we know that it has criminal intent, we dismiss and charge them to court. So we don't allow officers to act. We don't allow misconduct from any of our officers. We take serious action against, and we don't, tolerate that such excesses. Many officers are even languishing in police detention because of cases that has to do with extortion and other cases of misconduct.
Okay, so can you tell us how equipped the police is in terms of discharging their duties? And this is focusing on Lagos State, because I think last week or this week in the papers, it was said that the police would, to be able to investigate some form of crime, they will have to rely on the DSS to be able to track criminals. And we have different cases of people defrauding each other and that they need police tracking. So how equipped is Lagos State to handle such issues? Yeah,
police in Lagos is well equipped. We have a tracking department. We speedily track issues that has to do with maybe car snatching, kidnapping, and so on. Or drivers driving away with the owner's vehicle. So our tracking department is very solid. Aside from that, the Lagos State government is doing a lot for the police. And we are well equipped. I think very soon about 250 vehicles, patrol vehicles will soon be released to us. So we have adequate number of men to police Lagos. We have vehicles, and the security architecture in Lagos is the best in the country. And we have no reason not to perform and protect the Lagosians.
Let's go to specific reasons or incidences. So we have the issue of area boys or miscreants, just showing up. For example, people complain on 3rd Milan Bridge. Yeah. Your car breaks down, God forbid, and they just pop up from different corners of the place, and they're there. You know that there's a police car there, but for whatever reason, it seems like there's nobody there, or they are ineffective, because by the time I know a family member whose car stopped on 3rd Milan Bridge, and then miscreants showed up from different places, and it happens also Lagos, but Agri Expressway, different places where these guys just pop up from different places. Do you have enough manpower to be able to patrol and to ensure that these places specifically have reduced?
Honestly, we have enough manpower. The issue is that the increase in area boys is so alarming and it's giving us serious concern. They are coming from all fronts, and we have devised strategy to take care of that. You might not know, our men in Mufti will be around, all those vulnerable areas, Milan Bridge, Badagry, Express Road, and other places that these Sulons could come out from an attack, especially when traffic is when there's a traffic holdup. So we have men that will do that, and we are working on that seriously. It's just that the number of area boys on the increase, and
sorry, Nima, let me add something to that, because do you have technology helping your work? Because sometimes it's impossible to have men across the state. So do you have some kind of cameras? You are working with the government to make sure that we have visibility. So if I say my car got snatched there or somebody came, you can have an idea who the area boy is based on the cameras. And this Terminal Bridge is critical. The places that we expect that we should have cameras. So how are you deploying technology to support your work?
Yes, we are enhancing our communication network. The aspect of technology, we are trying to use, recently, our helicopter is going to be on, carry out area surveillance of Lagos. Apart from that, we have these communication networks that enable us to connect each other, connect one patrol vehicle to another patrol vehicle. Okay. So if incident is happening in the area, particularly this area, the other area, that is, let's say B area, we're able to connect others. So we have that network that we connect each other, and we're able to put our acts together to prevent any act of criminality.
I want to move this question to the suburbs. We get, reports of crime in Ikorodu and Ekpe, particularly kidnapping, on-chance buses, all of that happening. How, because I know the city center is easy to man, but you see these interior suburb areas, Badagry, Ekpe, Ikorodu, how extensive is your network to those areas?
Yes, particularly those areas, we know they are areas prone to this crime you have mentioned. We have a tactical team stationed in that area, and I'm telling you this morning that we have been able to, ward off the activities of these kidnappers, cult members. We have made so many arrests, and we are contending effectively with them in those Ekpe and other axes, because we created a special team
for that
to handle that.
Go ahead, talk. Let me ask you.
So this question for me is, I don't want to indict the police because I know that they are working, but I have been in traffic, and it was less than about two years ago where my car was smashed. The side glass was smashed, and the police were just a few minutes from, I just drove a minute. It was traffic. I could see the police from my rearview mirror, and I could see that, I still got attacked. So, and I also have escaped situations like that where I'm just praying. They did not come to my car. The person behind me, they just flank the car by the side. So I feel we've given hoodlums and miscreants, we are used to, police officers are used to seeing them. So we'll just be like, so where you are, you will look at it, but in front of you, they can be robbing. Behind you, they can be robbing. We're not patrolling, we're just sitting down inside the car and watching the one that comes to our attention. Can we acknowledge the fact that that is actually still happening till date when we have traffic going on within Lagos?
Well, that has reduced to the barest minimum. I know in some instances could happen. It has been reduced completely. What we do these days, while patrol team will stand by with their vehicle, their presence, believing that it will deter criminal activities, we have pushed out our men in Mufti to move around like those area boys. And eventually, once one of them is identified, they pick them and we take them to the appropriate.
Let me go on a short break. When we come back, we continue our conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still here with the Commissioner of Police. Talk about busy had a question.
So, Commissioner, I'm a bit worried about the influx of a lot of these good boys, especially in the island area. If you're going from Ikoyi VI, there are some areas in that place where you see lots of them. Even when you're driving down to Lekki Expressway, there are so many. get into Ikate, Freedom Way, and all those areas. And it seemed like most of them are really not doing anything, just holding on to see a problem with your car, and then everybody just comes in. Sometimes some of them pretend to help you, go in the traffic. Is there any plan that the Lagos state government has to sort of sanitize those areas and probably put these people somewhere?
Yes, there is a very big plan towards that, because we are worried too. Their presence on the streets is scaring, and if they're allowed to remain there, they will start robbing and start taking valuables from innocent pedestrians and commuters. Last week, myself and the Commissioner for Environment and Youth had a meeting, and we are working out strategies of removing them from the streets. In the next 2-3 weeks, I think we'll be able to make a good record.
So what's the plan?
We'll be able to move them out of the street, and those of them that we think will be rehabilitated, will be rehabilitated. Those we see as maybe adding criminal, deal with them within the ambit of the law.
All right, let me take this call. Ebonlua is calling from Ejigbo. Thanks for calling, Ebonlua.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I know you are talking about security and learning from that. But what I want to ask is, what is happening to the new introduced ECMR? Are the police supposed to ask about it now? Has it been launched? Please, I want the Honorable Commissioner to please give us a little bit of education on it.
Do you know what I was talking about?
Thank you.
ECMR, registration of vehicle particulars.
Okay. What was his question?
He said, do you know about it? Has it been launched? When is it going to be working?
The ECMR is already on, and is about registration of vehicles particulars, and it's done so that we'll be able to link the owners of vehicles with their particulars, with their names and other identity other things that could make them identifiable. And this is aimed at helping us to recover especially stolen vehicle, to prevent criminal activities. It doesn't even end with vehicles alone. It has to do with every other thing. Like, you remember in United States of America, with your driver's license, your driver's license will give details about you. So that's what we are working on, so that if we have all this detail about everybody, if a crime is committed, it will help us to detect that crime and name the criminals easily. Arrest the criminal.
YK is asking a question here. Says that we don't see security on Ikorodu Road, Eko Bridge, and Western Avenue, especially because of the traffic, temporary closure of Third Mainland Bridge. It's causing quite a lot of traffic. So do you have men in that area? Or
no, we don't see what?
They don't see police around that area. That's probably last month's work, though. But the issue of security.
On Ikorodu Road.
Ikorodu Road, Eko Bridge, and Western Avenue. So there's a lot of congestion now because of the partial closure of Third Mainland Bridge.
I know. We have policemen on these streets. I don't know. We have policemen in uniform in Mufti. We have more of them in Mufti these days because of the issue of traffic robbery and one chance. We want to use undercover men to detect this crime. Okay. Because once they see men in uniform, they try to, not to carry out their acts at that moment. But the moment we have more of this Mufti-wearing policemen, it will be easy for us to arrest them.
I want us to go to specific, because, I understand you're here, and when you come like this, it's important for us to have some really proper insight into the work you do. So let's talk about guns, the availability of guns in Lagos State. People just seem to be, we know it's illegal, but what are you doing to combat the purchase and acquisition of guns? Because people just seem to have guns. You just say all these hoodlums carrying guns here and there. What's the police doing, or to even trace the sources of these guns? Do we have intelligence on how these things are even getting to the hands of civilians in the first place? And what's being done about it?
Well, you recollect that there's been a total ban on, gun carrying. last 2 years or 3 years, the federal government said everybody carrying firearms should submit to the federal government or the state government, and that has largely been done. Despite that, we still see that guns are just all over the place, cut boys and all whatnot. But I must tell you that we are working very hard on that. We have arrested many of these boys with guns, and we have an intelligence of where they keep these guns. We've recovered many. I remember last year in Abuja, so many thousands of guns that were recovered by the police were displayed by the Inspector General of Police. Yeah. So we are still on that. We have our intelligence network to recover these guns, and our officers and men all over the country are recovering guns every day.
May I add quickly that?
And we don't stop at that. We continue to, because as we recover, so the guns are coming in. Because I know our borders are very porous. There are so many road paths they can come in with. So maybe they are coming in from these borders and with all this. But I must tell you that we are very much on that. Okay. And we are recovering a lot of guns. And we are mopping them out of the
We took a story last 2 weeks on gun fabricated here. You know, so some local ones. What are you doing to go to the sources of these guns? Most of the time when they arrest, they're not even foreign made. They're now manufacturing weapons here.
Yes, we are aware of that. And I must say you have arrested many local fabricating industry. We have arrested many.
I like the way you said industry, because I was worried about the fact that we shouldn't just deal with the people that are using it, but we should use them to get to those who are making
it. Yes, those manufacturing it. We've arrested many. And
so how do we help those people that are manufacturing it? I don't think we have enough guns, even in the police system. Is there any way that they can also help the Nigerian police system?
Yes, there are many ways. There are many ways. We have Nigerian defense industries in Kaduna. Okay. The government can decide to tap on the ingenuity of these gun manufacturers, co-opt them into the system and make use of them. And if we are able to do that, I think we can produce most of the guns locally, AK-47 and all whatnot. So,
So we have a question here on YouTube, and this person says that's D-Place. No, that's BC Olabisi says, help us ask Oga CP. I'm trying to get him. Why do they ask for money at the police station when you rush down there to report a robbery case and then demand for police reports?
Yes, one of my 10-point agenda as Commissioner of Police to make police station accessible, make police station a place Nigerians can go and go with confidence that they will be well attended to. And that is, access to police stations should be improved. And one of the things that we are talking against is, once you get to police station, you must be speedily attended to and unconditionally. Nothing must be asked from you. You have a report to make. The man at the counter should listen to you, a woman at the counter, and should attend to the issue professionally. And that's what I'm emphasizing on. And I believe within the next...
Are you emphasizing, sir? Or is it a policy? Is it something that...
It's a policy. It's a policy.
Are you enforcing that?
And I'm emphasizing on it that, when complaints come to police stations, the policeman should receive the complaint unconditionally.
Without collecting it.
And should attend to that matter professionally.
Okay. Without collecting money.
Without collecting money.
If they do,
and they are not supposed to collect money.
And if they do, sir?
Let me take this call so that we can focus on this matter. Okay. Let me take a call first.
We don't encourage police collecting money.
Nobody encourages it now. Vivian, thanks for calling. You're live.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir, and good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Okay, so I want to ask the officer what is going to be done to the man that falsely spoke about AY and May. The topic you took yesterday. See, something should be done. Yeah, to to that guy to serve as a deterrent to others, please.
Thank you very much, Vivian. He's talking about the defamation case that was filed. AY, there's a man who put a post out on AY, the comedian, defamed him and said, really ugly things about him and his family. So AY has instituted a suit against him, but I think that the level between the lawyers, she was not asking what's the police doing about it, arresting the culprit in this case. Are you aware of this case?
Yes, I'm aware. The case was reported to us. Police is doing something about it. And once we get the culprit arrested, we'll prosecute him.
Okay, going back to the police station thing that BC wanted to talk on that?
Yes, no, just adding, it's not my question, but...
Let me finish that question. BC was going to ask the follow-up.
Yes, so now a lot of Nigerians complain that when they go to the police station to make a report, they are asked to pay. Yeah. In fact, there are many messages here attesting to the same thing. And now you have said that you are emphasizing that this should not happen. Now, my question to you is, what do you do to investigate to ensure it's not happening? And those police officers, if they are found culpable collecting money, what do you do to them?
Okay, so let me just add a little bit to context to it, because it's not really... I've gone to write a...
police report.
Okay. Yes, and I wrote my petition, my statement, and I was not asked to pay for writing my statement or making the report or all of that. But when you want a move to be made, there are regular stories of, there's just, maybe you would order Uber, or because there's a need for move to be made. Like, okay, we want you to go to the place to pick up these people or to go and see what is happening. They need to facilitate the movement to the place where they will see
the individual.
Yes,
I'm giving you an example.
Yes, that's what she's saying.
You provide context. Yes, I'm putting context that I'll need. Not the writing of statements. Not the mobilization to go to the site.
Comes out. Yes.
Yes, because they need to go to the location where you want to maybe pick up the person or investigate. Is it right to mobilize? But when you can see they don't even have, like, you need to be able to.
What if you don't have?
Okay.
Let the CP respond.
You understand the question, sir?
I understand the question. I will still start with the issue of paying money at the police station. I think my appeal to Nigerians is that don't give money. Once anybody asks for money, let them reach out to us, reach out to me, other senior officers. They should not give money. It's not the standard. The standard is when you come to a police station, you report your case, and the police has a duty to listen to your complaint and attend to it.
Okay, so then that is done. Okay, so we have agreed that happens without money.
Yes.
Now, the next step is for the police to go and check.
Investigate.
So basically, okay, well, this thing you came to come and report to me, I want to go and verify. But I don't have fuel in my car to go. So pay for fuel for my car so I can go with you.
Whenever ask directly, they just say, there's no fuel. First day, we're waiting for fuel. Second day, you're waiting for fuel. You not offer them that. Let me just send you
20,000 naira.
So you can't have that recording of they asked me, because you had to offer based on you want speed of prosecution or investigation of your...
Let me comment on that.
Please.
Sometimes there may not be enough logistics. If there is a case, and the case requires police to go to Ekiti State or Edo State to go and arrest, there may not be logistics to go there. The police will not ask you for money, but to record each success in the case, police may appeal to you. How can you assist by provision of a vehicle to go to Ekiti State?
Exactly.
It happens because of logistics, but we all know.
I'm so grateful.
We all know that.
Yeah, but is that the right thing to happen?
Yes,
what's the best case scenario? Shouldn't police have funds to... What's the ideal case?
Do they have funds? The question is,
do
the police have enough funds to carry out investigations?
Good question.
Because what we see in practice is that it's not for the lack of willingness to do the thing. But, you keep getting approval. The bureaucracy within the police to go in, get the approval for them to use... You'll be left hanging, and you want quick justice. You want where the criminal is, you don't want the person
before they run away.
You are now forced to offer.
Yes. Honestly speaking, issue of crime or criminal activities is not something police can solve alone. I think the support of everybody matters. And we have been getting support as members of the public. Some individuals will donate vehicles to the police. Some will buy walkie-talkie phones and other things. And you will agree with me that policing is not easy. It's a lot of.
All right, let me take this call.
It requires huge investment.
Yeah.
And that's why, even overseas country, members of the public do support the police. And I must commend Nigeria for supporting us.
Yeah. Let me take this call from Mike. He's been holding for a minute. Good morning, Mike. You're live.
Yeah, good morning.
Go ahead, please.
Good morning. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning, City. Yeah, my first question is this. How accessible is your office to people that want to come and see you scheduling for one complaint or the other, or to advise on the security network in Lagos? That is number one. Number two, sir, the issue of area boys. Area boys are getting increased in Lagos on daily basis. Just like you are saying, sir, nothing is being done. Your gas breaks down, it's a problem. You have a flat tire, it's a problem. What is to be done? That's number two. Then number two, sir, there's a general problem that is going on now with the, with our military now. In the time past, we don't need to talk too much. We are always of action. Most of your strategies, most of your plans is not meant to be made open. It's action. Because that's the only way you do it. By the time you come on air and then you give an idea of what is happening, these bad boys are also taking advantage of it to do other things. Then there is this issue of kidnapping at Sagada axis. I'm staying around Sagada here. And there was this issue of vehicle that picked some people at Sagada here, and then they went to turn, and then came back to drop them by UPS. That is this thing. Please, I want to confirm, how true is it? Because it's making us to be scared here in our own area. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mike. That's a few questions. Let's start with the kidnapping in Bagada area. I mean, I've heard a few of them about that. It's happened a few times. What's been done concerning issues of kidnapping?
Well, you have the information?
I don't think there's any. We have never received any reports on kidnapping in Bagada area.
But you know, sir, that they don't report all the cases.
No, there are old cases, yes.
It could be one chance.
Knife.
In the papers, the one I read in the papers just last week, not Bagada, they mentioned the area that it's in Agor Palace Way, that people in Agor don't even now, they don't even report. Because the people will tell them if you report, they will kill. It's kidnapping. They will kill the person, the victim of the kidnapping, and they don't even do Thanksgiving anymore. Just pay the money, enter your house, and keep quiet. No walking around at night. Everybody is keeping their head low. It was in the Punch paper last week.
Yeah. Kidnapping.
That kidnapping is largely under-reported, and they investigated some people in Agor, and they found out that these people had remained anonymous. They don't want to mention...
You're not reporting anymore.
They're not reporting what happened in Agor Palace, and it is recent. But please, I'll be holding this my question because I'm into real estate, and we're always having issues. Somebody will come on your land, they will bring police. You would have a case, they'll bring police. I had a particular case, true life story, last year, where they brought police from Ogun State into Lagos State to come and harass people on my land. And the commissioner, and my land is just on the same street, Ketu-Ekpe. There's police station at the roundabout of Ketu-Ekpe Junction. The DPO there said he's aware, it's not our people. They came from Ogun State. How do we ensure that somebody doesn't go to a state and pay, and then they will send a dispatchment to
territorial jurisdiction,
another place and carry out actions?
Well, the police from Ogun State definitely must have come for investigation. And he must have booked in the local division before coming to that place. Maybe a case was reported that is connected to the owner of that land. So it didn't just come there.
So that I have a case in Lagos State, they know they cannot get police dispatchment from Lagos State, so they went to Ogun State. So is it possible that we have using different states? You know, they can go and try a case in another place and bring them.
It can't be like that. Probably the police from Ogun State came on investigation. Maybe a case was reported to them.
That's what I just... that somebody else can go to Abuja and report the same case. A case that already has... Like you have a case in Lagos established. Then I'll now go to Abuja and report the opponent's person who is being investigated will go and report.
It's not like that.
Okay, please tell us how
what
the
I'm
process
saying
is.
is that if a case is reported in Ogun State, and the incident happened in Ogun, and the suspect is in Lagos, they can come from Ogun and pick the suspect. Maybe that's what happened.
Okay, what if, let's say that's the scenario, the suspect now that is in Lagos now reports it in Lagos, the same case that this person has reported me, then they now
No, it cannot be the same case. I'm talking of, they can only come for a case, in which the incident, the local so-called of the crime is in Ogun State. If it's in Ogun State, and the suspect is residing in Lagos, they can come to Lagos and pick the suspect.
So I've seen people bring police from
But
Abuja. Those ones that come from Abuja.
No,
when
Abuja issue, they cover everywhere. Their duration is unlimited.
I don't want us to disregard the last caller's question, which is really critical concerning kidnapping. So we know of kidnapping happening. So I would like you to address the issue. And he also talked about the area boys. I think you've already addressed the area boys issue. Because I'm still not totally satisfied with the issue of technology. But let's talk about this kidnapping.
Let me add this tweet. Called Funky Flex says, men moving around in casual dresses, I bet they will move with cars. So if I am driving and they double cross my car, how can I distinguish them from kidnappers? Because I am like them, they can ram into them, overthinking they are kidnappers. How do we identify your men in Mufti? Because when you said it earlier that they were patrolling the Eco Bridge and all of that, in Mufti, it didn't sink in.
Yes.
How do we know that they're actually protecting us? How can we identify those?
Yes. How you can know is they will have their badge with them. Those patrolling with vehicles, unmarked vehicles that are not police vehicles, at least two of them will be in uniform.
Indeed.
So that once they come down, once you are stopped, the two in uniform will emerge and be able to identify themselves that we are police officers. Okay. We are not kidnappers.
Not all of them will be in Mufti.
Not all of them will be in Mufti.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to go on a short break. You have to when we come back, we'll do the final part of this show. We can know because we need to open our phone lines and some comments on social media so that Nigerians can actually call in. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. I have a question for Mr. Taiwo here, Taiwo Adewale. He says, please ask the Commissioner for Police, how come some police stations ask people to drop their phones at the gate before going into the station?
All, including the EFCC, NDLE, all.
Is that
as a standard?
The CP ask the question.
It's an internal security arrangement.
Okay.
It's not only police that does it. The SSS, another department does it. We don't want a situation where people, some people come to police stations and you see them recording and filming everybody.
Those your stations are not fine, Ogami. Let me tell you, your police stations they are ugly, not even ugly. Like they're no paintings. I mean, I know there are some pretty ones that I saw. I've been some good ones. I won't lie. But the ones I know in my neighborhood, they don't look good. I don't even want to go there. Hope. They don't inspire hope. They don't encourage you. The tables are horrible. They're broken tables. The walls are not painted. The offices, the tables are just dilapidated. It doesn't inspire. What are you doing about that? What can we do?
We are doing so much about that.
Please, like what?
I'm happy you said some police stations are very good looking. Yeah. Those of them that are not good looking, we will start some rehabilitation work on them.
What day?
We'll start working on them.
When is it, sir? When?
The rehabilitation has started.
If people don't like it, they can paint. They can go and paint.
We make the front.
Are you willing to accept donations from philanthropists to come and innovate?
Yeah.
If I have money now, can I just go and pick
philanthropists. People have been helping us. We make the front beautiful, welcoming, so that people can even come in and report cases.
Yes, inspire
Like you said, when the police station doesn't look good, it
doesn't inspire
from even reporting incident. But we are going to make, in fact, the processes are started.
Let's go back to kidnapping. Yes. How can we report a kidnapping? People are scared. Sir, Nigerians believe that when they report a kidnapping story, the victim might die because they feel like some elements of the kidnapping they involve police. It might not be found. It might be unfounded fear that there's connivance that might the kidnappers call and will be like, if you tell police, we will know, and the person will die.
And sometimes they know.
No.
So you are now wondering, if I go and tell police, am I safe? Yeah. Is there like a special kidnapping line or somewhere we can call that we are sure?
I don't want to believe all these stories of kidnapping and kidnapping. Because the one in Bagada, the one in Adegoke, none has reported. The only case of kidnapping we got was the one in Idimu, and we have taken necessary action. We've neutralized the men. They are coming from the neighboring states, and we have taken care of that. But the one they are saying kidnapping, I don't think it's kidnapping. I think it could just be. I know in some neighborhood, like Adegoke and Ajah Estate, towards Christmas, you see people writing letters, we are coming to invade your house, we are coming to kidnap you. Maybe these are the things, this is what they are calling kidnapping. It's very common around that time. It's just to create fear or extort money.
It's also possible
people should disregard that. Once they have that, they should report to the police station. They should not, I mean, when incidents or when they are threatened, let them report. Once they report, we'll take necessary action.
It's also possible they've lost confidence, so they are not even reporting. People are now just paying and getting...
But I don't know why should they lose confidence?
Commissioner, you are not talking like this.
Is it friendly from Singapore? They must have...
When you have collected warning,
no.
they've warned you.
No.
Okay,
maybe we should appeal to
Nigerians
victims
should
of
be
kidnapping.
courageous enough to report cases. They should report cases.
Maybe after.
They should report cases to us.
Report after.
After you have paid ransom?
Yes,
No.
We have data.
The issue of ransom is not good. People should stop paying ransom. It's not acceptable. And it's because ransoms are being paid, that's why we have the kidnappers are becoming emboldened.
Last year, we took a story about the collapsed, what would I call it, cable for tracking and arresting, such that you could, the police had said at that time they couldn't continue tracking and arrest because one of these devices, I don't know, is it cable, something in the sky, had collapsed for the country nationally. And so they couldn't continue to do track and arrest. How has tracking... Satellites. Yes. So how has the tracking and arrest of, kidnappers
Let me add
been
my question to that because of my technology issue. So in addition to what she's saying concerning the satellite, I would like to believe that the police force has plans to obtain some kind of technology that helps us to monitor people. We have BVNs here, we have this. How are we following the money to investigate to ensure that people, even though are collecting money, I can trace and track it. You see these things, and we're thinking, okay, we know our police has serious intelligence, but it's like the intelligence has not been applied. So how much of technology do we have? Concerning what she just talked about, satellite, by tracking money, following the money, and having cameras in very certain strategic areas to know that, okay, we can monitor these things that are going on here.
Yes, we have tracking devices that has been able to track, top flight cases, like tracking even to the bedroom, made arrest. We have that, and it's working for us.
Nice.
Kidnappers, and it's working.
Is it used for every Nigerian, or are they cases of Nigerians
any case reported
easily have access to those mechanisms being used for them?
I need to share testimony.
No, it's for all Nigerians.
We have computer village sector. They actually because they stole some highly very expensive devices, and many of them now have the IMIE. Once you open that phone and you use it, the police actually came to the person's house. Like they came to the house and knocked and said, the phone, you are using a phone, so and so IMIE. And I was very impressed that we even had that. I didn't know we had that kind of technology, which means that we can actually catch any kidnapper.
Yes.
If they
that's what I'm saying. We have it and we are using it. We are deploying it. We are using it and we have used it
when a person is arrested,
arrest so many kidnappers, so many
when arrest is made,
so many criminals.
For someone who bought a stolen device, the person clearly bought a stolen device mistakenly. He went to a shop, he got a receipt for which, the buyer could have been arrested, and the person who bought the device was now detained. How is the connection? Because even when I got to the police station for the pro bono, they confirmed that he bought the device. They had a receipt. So they had gone to the shop, and I don't know why he was being detained.
If he has a receipt, the next thing the police will do is to
arrest the buyer,
where
the seller.
The item was bought, and the seller will be responsible.
But they arrested him first.
They say it's because of investigation. He was now being detained continuously.
They will detain him. They will not allow him to go. They will detain him for that period of investigation. Once the seller is found, he is left to go.
So if the seller is not found, he will collect the...
He has to produce the seller.
So you see why we have to pay.
If he doesn't produce the seller, it means...
Go and arrest the seller. Yes. Because he was being detained. We have to still pay for the boss so that they can arrest the seller because they refused to leave the station and they held him on.
All right. Is that not infringing on his human rights?
No, but it's the link. It's the link. He's the one holding a stolen device.
Hold on now.
Well, he has a receipt.
Holding him
and they can confirm
with his receipt is infringing on his rights. He did not steal it.
Sometimes, if a phone is found like that, and the person says, okay, I bought it from so place, sometimes their story may not be genuine. So that's why we have to keep them.
Genuine case.
In fact, but
they held him.
How do we know whether it's genuine or not? That's why he has to be kept there.
By the time I came in, it was already 3 days.
Until the seller is found. I mean, until the actual seller is found.
No, sir. We have to...
You have established the person has run from his shop.
Now, let's talk about the rebranding of the police, because the truth is that, from what you've said so far, police is also obviously has plans to do a lot of things. But Nigerians generally don't believe the police.
Yeah.
I know this because general police.
To believe the police.
You can't force us. You have to earn it. So the point is that
we are improving, we are trying.
Exactly, it's good. It's one thing for you to say it. It's another thing for us to see. I understand.
Nigerians should appreciate us.
I understand that.
We are doing a lot, honestly.
So we've had
our men are on the road 24 hours.
Let him.
I want him to get the context.
Okay.
Since the time Abacha was around to this time, we've been hearing from the police saying we are doing a lot. I can write a book on how many people saying we are doing a lot. We know they are doing a lot. That's not the problem. The issue is that Nigerians must see that you are doing a lot. So I know, because I want to actually support the police a lot of times. But we must see it in such that we need to see you branding it properly. We need the messaging to be right. What are you doing concerning media publicity, concerning your plans, how we are rebranding? I know the PRO, who then has been online the last few years, very active. That's good. That's part of the plan of engaging the community. What else is being done to engage us, to continually tell us of your plans so that we know that the police is changing, so you can earn the trust rightfully, not just tell us we're doing well, we're doing a lot.
Honestly, a lot is being done. We collaborate very effectively with the media, members of the public, where we have community engagement. In fact, I will soon start this town hall meeting where we meet traditional rulers, other members of the community and so on. We are working very hard on neighborhood policing, reaching out to the people, building trust. Because unless we are able to build trust among the members of the public, it's not going to be easy for us to achieve any success. So we are building trust, we are holding meetings, meeting the CDA, CDC, and I know with time, Nigerians will come to trust the police for what we are doing.
Fantastic. Let me take this call from, I have a call from Williams. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Good morning.
Good morning, Williams.
Okay, want to contribute concerning what the commission. He made mention of the members of the public as to have confidence in the police. Well, I want to let you know that they don't have confidence in the police. I'm surprised that you're...
I lost that call.
He said we don't have confidence in the police. And, you know, I'm sorry that we are giving it to you like this, but if we don't give you... We've said it several times on the show that we want our leaders, and you are in leadership position within the CP, to take feedback knowing fully well that it's from a place of honest need for improvement. Like, it's not an attack. it's not doing anybody here good to attack the police. We need the police. We see your efforts. So we're not trying to attack the police, but many people don't trust the police. They are scared to go to the police. They go to the police and it is with fear in their heart that I hope I am safe. I hope I won't be detained for reporting the case. And so we want you to talk to those people who need to be reassured that the police is indeed their friend, the police indeed working for their safety.
Well, my appeal to the members of the public is that the members of the public should start building trust in the police, because the police is ready and prepared and willing to police with high level of civility, attend to cases professionally and promptly, carry out the policing function unconditionally without requesting for money or whatsoever. Yeah. Build trust by ensuring that cases are speedily carried out, are investigated, and objectively and sincerely investigated. Right. And ensuring that suspects are not detained longer than necessary, which we emphasize on. And I mean, reaching out to us on the various numbers we have given out to make complaints. All right. We have open channels of complaints, and we attend to these complaints speedily.
Yeah. Let me find a question concerning
just one question quickly. You know, I know it's important for the security, for police to carry out checks on the road. But is it also important to create traffic, parking cars indiscriminately, such that, an accident can happen? One highlight areas, the Anthony ramp towards the Oshodi-Apapa Expressway. This Ojota, why do they have to park and create unnecessary traffic?
Because
can we avoid that?
Yeah. All the time, let me ask you just, why case question is very important.
Yeah, the welfare of the police, has it improved? How about their pensions? Are they happy doing the work that they are doing, or do they need more?
We are happy doing the work we are doing. And the government is improving on our welfare and pensions.
There's been improvement.
It's ongoing. The process is even ongoing regarding pensions.
Please, I want to ask them, there's a question from someone, Oluwaseun, says that, what's the security plan for dealer numbers? That obviously the plate number is not linked to their cars. They just put the dealer number on it. How do we ensure that they don't use a dealer number to carry out crime?
Well, we discourage vehicles on the road that don't even have numbers. And the men and officers have been instructed that any vehicle that doesn't have the actual number that could be traced, case should be impounded.
Even dealer number?
Yes, even dealer numbers. We stop you, we ask questions. Okay, where are you coming from? See, if he's able to prove that is the actual dealer number is not criminal, we'll let him go. So we can stop and check and say who has this vehicle, which motor company does it belong to.
Numerous questions concerning police just stopping on the road at police checkpoints.
Major roads.
Police checkpoints. Yes, some of these checkpoints is not regular. It could be occasional. Maybe there's been a report. Maybe there's a report that a vehicle has been snatched, or we are looking for a vehicle within that area. They can be instructed to slow down the traffic. Or if there's a report that some notorious criminals are moving from one end to the other end.
Sir, there's a ramp. That ramp between that
like this.
Turning from what they call that is 7 up. You are going to enter the ramp to come back to go to drop down on Ikorodu. They are there.
Yes.
Always
out
there.
Of CVC here.
And they cause traffic always, or occasionally.
Yeah, the reason we have traffic.
I just went straight towards Bagada.
We don't know what they are. From this our Ojota police station people. They are in that bend. Once you want to enter, you wait. They are on the bridge. So you will see some on the bridge. You will still be another batch at the bend.
I'm like, what is it?
It is well.
But
the Lord is your strength.
They can do their work. Why do they have to cause traffic?
What I'm saying is this. You see, we are talking of insecurity. Police presence is a deterrent to insecurity. So if they are all over, I think it's good. It's good for. But the only thing is, they will be discouraged from causing traffic. We want traffic to flow. Yeah. We want people to move.
We have to wrap up with you. Any final words to Nigerians since we
Lagosians.
Lagosians, sorry.
Lagosians. Final word to Lagosians is that we are committed with passion to ensure that Lagos is safe and secure. And I want to assure Lagosians that we keep Lagos safe and secure. Our men will be up and doing on their duty. They will be there day and night, and they'll be ready to respond to distress call anytime they are called upon. My appeal to Lagosians is that they should not distance themselves from the police. They should report cases to police.
Okay.
They should call police numbers. They should get the commissioner's number. Okay. And if they want to see the commissioner, my office is open. I operate an open door policy.
Fantastic.
They can come and report, and I will attend to their needs.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you very much.
That is all we can take on today's show. Hope you learned a few things as we have. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.